And the final event on the programme, finish off with a good one. It's a Class 2 of the 1200 metres, headed by Beat the Clock. His first up drop was back into Class 2 company. Midnight Rattler, he's 2 out of 4 course and distance. Pavlovsky, a 4-time distance winner. They've all been on the all-weather. Jing Jing Win was a course and distance winner on return. Harrier Jet goes up in class. Jumbo Luck behind Southern Legend, Happy Valley last time out. Down to Fortune Boo, the winner on debut. And Sleep Education just having his third start. Wide gate for him though, barrier 13.
Pace will be good here. Beat the Clock, Jumbo Luck, Pavlovsky. They'll all want to roll forward. Jing Jing Win can sit on the back of the speed. Momentum Lucky likewise. You've got Alma Baby, who could be a horse that rolls forward as well. Victory Marvel too. I think if you look at the form of Victory Marvel, he's drawn 2 here. Albanung having his first ride for Casper Founds. He might just look for a bit of cover.
Beat the Clock. He's coming into this race, put on 25 pounds. He's been trialling and working well though. This is his last gallop here on the 15th of November. Nice easy one for him. Just has to carry that 133 pounds is the query for him. Momentum Lucky's been going well all season. He's been racing some pretty nice races. Thought it was a good third behind Southern Legend last time, and he's come in that race with no problems, and you can see he's nice and relaxed as he goes down towards the end of his gallop. And the last one we'll look at is Jing Jing Win. He's not playing up here. He can play up, as we know, at the start more than anything, but a nice even piece of work for him over the 1800 metres. And Zach Purden's got him pinging along nicely in his track work in the morning.
He has. He's got 118 pounds, so maybe a pound or two overweight from Zach in this. He has come with barrier 1 though, and that's where we'll start with Zach speaking with Ed.
Jing Jing Win, Zach, must have been a relief of sorts to get that win first up for a horse who's had a lot of issues.
Yeah, he's had a lot of mental issues. But it was good to see him come out and do that. He'd given us a feel in the trial that he was on his way back, and to see him come out and do it again on race day was very pleasing. He's continued to do well since then. So it seems if he's in the right frame of mind again now, and hopefully we can start to see the best of him.
He's had a bit of time between runs. Was that always the plan?
It's always been a lightly framed, highly strung horse that sort of falls away a little bit. So take him along slowly is going to be more beneficial than rushing him, and David's done a good job with that. He's been very patient with him all the way through, so it's time to start seeing him bear fruit for us.
Has he got better as time's gone on with things like the barriers and those sort of things that have been an issue with him in the past?
He's actually progressively got worse in the barriers, so he's no good in there.
And any concerns stepping up to Class 2 with him?
He's got the ability, there's no doubt about that, but whether the good one shows up on race day or the not so good one, we won't know until we get to the 100-metre mark.
All right, so well, he's got a good one to take on in the shape of Beat the Clock. First up here, but he had a really good year last year, didn't he? And third behind Time Up on his final start.
He was a super 3-year-old, Andrew. He could develop into a very, very talented group horse here in Hong Kong. John Size is obviously taking his time. He's unbeaten course and distance. He's unbeaten in the class, and he's unbeaten first up. And he's had 3 trials leading in, and look at him run away here. Listening to Zach in that interview, I might have gone the wrong way in my tips here. I've gone Jing Jing Win to beat the Clock. But he's a bit quirky, Jing Jing Win, as we know, and Zach highlighted, so Beat the Clock might be the one.
Yeah, I've got Jing Jing Win on top. I think if is there any problems with him, we'll soon know, and you can see him going out to the start. But we'll put him on top to beat the Clock. He's obviously the one to beat. He just put on that 25 pounds, so there might be more to come from him. Lion Seeker, very unlucky at his last start. Momentum Lucky's been running well. So I'll play a test in this, and I'll box the 4 up, 1, 2, 6 and 7.
Yeah, I've gone the 7 to beat the 1. They look the 2 horses that can progress into, you know, potential Group 3 and maybe even beyond. Key Witness, I'm not completely done with him, and I think Jumbo Luck as well, another horse that can run OK off a lightweight. 7, 1, 11, 10. I'm happy to play the trio bank of the 7.
Yeah, it's 1 and 7. That's the cue, isn't it, in the last race there, I think. All right, now into the stats for the programme. We're going to focus on Tony Cruz and his record on these Jockey Club days.
Yeah, he goes well, doesn't he? He's had 38 runners, 7 wins, 9 seconds, 2/3 an 18% win rate from 2014 onwards to 2016. Time Warp he's got, he can add to it there, and he's also got Beauty Only, so he's got plenty of chances.
Yeah,
plenty of firepower.
One or the other, couldn't you, there, Time Warp or Beauty Only. Best bets though, Paul?
Yep, I'm going to go with Lucky Bubbles. Lucky Bubbles for me. He looks really well placed in this race from barrier number 1. So we'll take the Bubbles. He should pay $3.50, and Horse of Fortune should pay 14 or 15. Another one drawn barrier 1. Douglas White takes them out there, and we'll put our play around him, and we'll put in the beauties only in generation. So 1, 4 and 8.
Righto, on to my best bet, which is Circuit Hassler on an each-way basis. Race 5, number 12. Lightweight, good barrier, can run a race. He looks close to a win. And Starship Race 9, number 9. He'd like some cushion in the track, but don't underestimate him. 5, 6, 14, the QQP in race 3. I really like that one.
All right, Time Warp for me in the Cup. Werther's favourite, rightly so, but Time Warp will get out in front. He's going to take some running down. Roundabout as well. Bad draw, barrier 14, but a solid effort behind Charity Glory last time out. And the play around him, so Apollo Choice, Roundabout and Top. Beautiful. Hopefully that'll bring about some sort of return. But just about out of time, guys. But really looking forward to Sunday.
Absolutely. It's always a great day heading towards the December internationals. We're going to learn a lot more.
Yep, be there or be square. And if you can't, then tune in.
Right.
All right, well, that's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team. Hopefully we'll see you at Shartin when we will be racing to win.
Good night.